Hey guys, welcome to College Netted Engineering. So today we'll be doing direct online, okay, and we are doing the simulation part of it, and we are doing the 3D view. In other words, I'm showing you the actual contactors and the actual way to wire or how to wire your stuff. Okay, so we're going to first start with our main circuit. So main circuit, those are the actual equipment. So you've got the circuit breaker, triple circuit breaker, and then now we've got this guy, which you call a contactor. Okay, so you'll have your A1 and your A2 here, and then you'll have your incomings, which is the L1, L2, L3, T1, T2, T3. So okay, see where the screws here. This is actually your L1, and you're gonna connect your wire somewhere here. This is your L2, and you're gonna connect somewhere here, and then you turn it here. But if you are you read, you'll be able to see even here at the top there's 3 screws. One is this one is for A1, so you connect your A1 here. Okay, and this one is for your A2, you will connect your A2 here. Okay, so and then we'll have our overload relay. This is how overload relay looks like if you have never seen one. It has these 3 pins. See these 3 pins? That's the overload relay, and these pins, they enter at the output of your contactor. Okay, and then it has a test button. So the button, when you press it, it must trip. Yeah, it must trip. Your power must stop just to see if it's still functioning properly. Okay, and then you've got where you can set your range of current. If you want it to be on 3 amp or 2 amp, you can't see it properly now, but if you check, there will be a plastic round star screw, something like that. Yeah, you can turn it to, and there will be a small arrow where you turn it. It will show whether you are turning it to 3 amps or 4 amps, or the desired amps that you're looking for. Okay, and this is your motor. This is how your motor looks like. So usually on my videos, I show you this kind of motor, that kind of motor. So this motor, this one is just a symbol or a sign, or yeah, a representative of how the actual motor looks like. Okay, so yeah, but we're not, when you're at the training center, you won't deal with this. You will be working on an actual motor. Okay, so just for you to understand how the wiring works. Okay, so that's your main circuit, and on the control circuit, you only got about 3 stuff. Got your emergency stop button, you've got your stop button, and you've got your start button, and sometimes a timer. Okay, so your control circuit is actually not a lot of stuff. So this is what we have on our control circuit. Okay, so now let's start from our supply. So the first thing that we'll do, you're going to connect power. You're going to put power from to your circuit breaker. Okay, so let's say L1, L2, L3, and your P and your neutral. So if this is your supply, like there's a plug somewhere, 3-phase plug, which will be a 5 pin, where the 3-phase plus F plus neutral. Okay, so your L1, it will enter here, your L2 here, and your L3. Okay, and this is a circuit breaker, and the output of your circuit breaker will enter on your contactor. So where there are screws, remember I said that's where you connect wires and then you tighten it. Okay, and then it will come to your contactor, and then from your output of your contactor, it comes exactly on your what you call overload relay, but it's only the T1, T2, T3 that comes to your contactor. Okay, and then from your contactor straight to your from your overload straight to your motor. Nothing else comes to your motor. So this one, T1, T2, T3, comes to your motors. Okay, so now Let me show you how you wire the control circuit. So first of all, we need power to your 96, your 95. Remember, your 95 and your 96 is your what you call, is for your overload relay. Okay, so on the output of the circuit breaker, see, I've taken it from your T3 or your last output, which is this one that I'm pointing now. So I've taken this one to that side, but remember, this output comes to your contactor and also it goes somewhere else. So you'll have 3 wires in one point. One point will be from your circuit breaker, and one wire will be from your circuit breaker, and one wire from your contactor, and one wire it will be going to your 95 and 96 of your what you call your overload relay. But now, see, this is the wire now. This is the wire that we're talking about, and then but it comes to your 98 instead of your 95 or 96. Okay, so now you can either start with 97 or 96. It doesn't matter where your power starts from, as long as it will give power to a circuit. So now, see where I've connected my T3 of the contactor, no, of the circuit breaker. Okay, so I've connected it here, and my 97 now, this one, no, this is my 97. Is this one is just for, it's now as point number 2 that goes to your U1. This is my 97, this one. Okay, goes straight and then it goes up. Okay, then it goes up and supply your emergency stop. So your emergency stop, it will take power exactly straight from your 95 or 97 or even 96, but it takes power from your overload relay. Okay, and then you supply your emergency stop, and from your emergency stop, the output of it, you're going to take it and connect it to your stop button, and the output of your stop button is going to connect to your start button. But remember, always we say that you have to put a retainer here. So your retainer, which is your 13 and 14, you are going to connect it. It is actually on the main contactor. It's not like it's something else. No, it's on the contactor. On the contactor, there will be a normally open, which will be 13 and which will be 14. Okay, but this is your 14 and this is your 13. Okay, that line. So we always, so you'll find one point, and on that one point you are going to connect your output of your stop button and the input of your start button, and then another third wire will go to your what you call your 13. So if we trace this wire, this one, not this one, it must go to your 13. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is the wire that we're tracing. It goes, and then it goes at the top. This is the same wire we're tracing, and then it will go to our 13, and then from there, remember this is a normal open, so from 13 and 14 it's a normal open, then it will go down until it comes here. Okay, so we've connected our retainer, and then remember, we said that if your voltage coil for your contactor is 220 volts, you have to return your A2 with a neutral. So this is 220, you have to return our A2 to our neutral. So you see, this is your A2. I've connected it straight to the neutral. So your A2 will always receive your neutral. You see, it goes up to the neutral. But now, how about our A1? Our A1 must receive power. So we can also take A1 from the from this circuit breaker, and your contactor will energize and your motor will run. But now you can't stop it, you can't control it, you can't even trip it. So that's why we need to connect it to our start button. So your A1, it goes and jumps, then it comes straight to your output of your start button. So your start button output will have 2 points. One will go to your 14 and one will go to your A1. Okay, and the minimum point allowed on, or the minimum wires allowed in 1 point must be 3, not more than 3. You mustn't connect four wires on 1 point. We don't allow that. Even your training center, they will tell you that. So yeah, that's it about your connection. So now this is direct online. Let me now go online, show you the simulation part of it. Okay, just so that you get the whole idea. Okay, so my circuit breaker, I've just pulled my circuit breaker up. See, now it's up. Let me put it down. See, now it's done. So you can't press the start button unless it won't run your motor, unless you come and press this. You see, so immediately when you press your circuit breaker and it goes up, now there's power. See, but now let's put it down. You'll see nothing is happening, but immediately when you press it, now there is power on your, let's see, your 97 and 98. There is power because of it has to supply your main circuit, and your main circuit has power throughout, and this line is going to 13, so there will be power on your 13. But now on your 14 there will be no power, because if I haven't pressed the start button, I must press the start button to allow power to come and also energize your A1. You see, your A1, there is no power. That's why it's gray. There's no power. Although your A2, there is tends to blue to show that neutral is connected. So now when we press the start button, we need our motor to rotate. Okay, let's come and look at our motor. So when your contactor is energized here, it will change to red, and then our motor, there will be an arrow to show you that it's rotating. So let me press it. Immediately when I press it, your contactor is turned to red here to show that it's energized, and your motor, now there's an arrow to show that it is rotating. Let me press the stop button and press the start button again for you to see. You can see now. Yes. So direct online is just a way for us to be able to stop our motor, to start our motor, to protect our motor, to save costs. Okay, because of without direct online, we wouldn't have all these safety devices. Okay, so this is now how you wire everything. So I hope you understand the basic of how to wire your circuit when you're there by the training center. I hope this helps you a lot. And then let me just show you why direct online is important. So this is your motor, okay? And if that's your motor, let me put our supply, and then this is our supply. No, let's use this one. Okay, and then just to show you a quick importance of our motor, importance of what you call direct online. So this is your motor and this is your supply. So without directly online, it means that directly from your supply, you just connect your motor and then your motor will start running. There's no safety, there's nothing. So direct online is when we introduce the circuit breaker. Now you must switch off the circuit breaker. There must be a contactor. There must be overload for overload conditions when current is exceeds above expectations. See, so that's the important of direct online. Without direct online, there's no safety. So I hope next time when you're busy wiring, you will tackle all those wirings. So thank you for watching, and let's meet on the next video. Sharp.